to end deportation and displacement and reunite our families. We have to start from the beginning and ask ourselves, where do we come from? And why are we here in the first place? What started as U.S. military aid in the early 1950s escalated to wars that stretched across 2 decades, impacted the lives of millions of people, and dominated the landscapes of 3 Southeast Asian countries, Vietnam, Cambodia, and Laos.
What caused my family to come to America? U.S. imperialism, capitalism, war, governments fighting each other, and having no regards for people and for families. U.S. greed in Southeast Asia at the time. So a lot of those factors, I think, caused my family and hundreds of thousands of other Southeast Asian refugees to come to the United States.
What brought us here was I think U.S. foreign policy, U.S. military policy, as well as an internal struggle in Vietnam that was creating a lot of conditions.
My mom and dad and all my uncles and aunties, they recall the war. They recall their experience fleeing from the only home that they knew.
Like every other family during the 80s, we ran away from war, getting slaughtered.
Because Cambodia became a war-torn country, and to seek safety, we had to escape.
We just have to come because war. Our country have civil war, kill each other. How many millions of people died in Cambodia in that 1975 to 79? Almost 3 million people died.
I didn't know, I always felt like it was an honor to be here until I did a little bit of research, and I found out that they bombed the hell out of us.
There was a secret bombing campaign in Laos.
Their experience was definitely influenced by the war that the U.S. decided to take part in. So I think their choice, what brought them here, was out of survival.
While the Vietnam War ended in 1975, more than 3 million people would risk their lives over the next 25 years, fleeing hostile regimes in Vietnam and Laos and escaping a genocide in Cambodia. They left under the cover of night, whole families escaping by foot or boat, through jungles and across rivers and oceans towards refugee camps in neighboring countries. Untold hundreds of thousands died in their attempts to flee.
My parents were refugees from Vietnam, so they left on a boat, and with my older sister, and my other sister my mom was pregnant.
A lot of people that older than me that got raped from the soldier, and we stay in the camp. They raped us in the camp because we have no power.
After like half of our fellow Cambodian who escaped around the same time die along the road and in the jungle.
My mom and dad decided that they should leave Laos. I was actually born in a refugee camp, so I was born on the way.
Moms and pops spent 14 months in the jungle, escaping the genocide. Finally got to Chonburi, Thailand refugee camp where I was born at.
Everyone flee, from Cambodia to Thailand. We stay in the refugee camp for years.
My father actually applied for political asylum in a lot of different countries. I actually have a copy of letters that he wrote to Australia, England, the United States.
So the displacement of our communities began. Over 2.5 million Vietnamese, Cambodian, Hmong, Mien, Lao, Montagnards, and others were resettled in places like North America, Europe, Australia, and South America, seeking safety, refuge, and peace.
My parents loved me and my siblings enough that they would cross the fucking jungles to make sure that we would survive. And that's the most powerful form of love that I know. The love that saves lives, the love that transforms communities, the loves that keep us alive.
Being able to say, you can't break me. you know, and not just the Vietnamese community, but the Southeast Asian community. They tried to break us down, you know what I mean? They tried to murder us, but here we are.
I look at the genocide and, you know, it's really traumatic, but at the same time, I'm like, who the fuck can come out of that situation, come to a different country, make a life? Who can do that? You know, that's just crazy. Like, who can do that?
After having your home taken away from you, all your money, your family, everything that you know, and basically getting thrown into this life in this country and just trying to make it work, and how much people fight to make it work, I think is something to really admire in our community and be proud of.
This is going to shift the narrative, and it's going to, I think, hold the U.S. accountable in a way that is not just about capital. That's not just about, you know, how many land was lost and things like that, but really about the human cost of war and violence.
On October 24th, 2015, the Southeast Asian Freedom Network and One Love launched our new campaign. Across 15 cities in the U.S. and Cambodia, folks held gatherings in their kitchens and living rooms, in temples and pho shops, with family, friends, and allies to watch the SEAFN campaign launch video and discuss how we can move forward together as a community to end deportation and displacement and reunite our families.
SEAFN, One Love, all around the world. Let's go. Despite the deadliest of weapons embedded in genetics, the love so pure beyond any scale of metrics. The strongest love keeps us alive, keeps hearts warm in a cold world. I will never forget it. Unapologetic, gotta learn where you from to know where you headed. Life's a great journey, don't stop believing. When they throw dirt, remember you a seed. Follow your roots, it'll lead you back home. That's where you find peace, we've been lost for too long. Reclaim your history, Southeast Asian child. You could be proud, think back and smile. Though the past can be painful, this is what made you. The way that the world couldn't break you. However long it takes you, enjoy every step of the road. Embrace the ugly, the beauty, every story untold. No, can't be sold nor purchased. Priceless, but far from worthless. Yeah, we heal just like the earth does, scattered everywhere across the universe. And we still gonna make it work. They can break us down, Lord.